Hi everyone! I am so excited today. Look who I am with. Nadine Baggott. She is someone I already did my gushing when I met her earlier, so I'm not going to do it in front of the camera and embarrass her. But I've been watching Nadine for so long.
I have to interject at this point and say I nagged Renee to film with me. I honestly did.
Today's video is going to be really, it's going to be fun. We're talking about sort of classic favorites.
Yes. Well, we came up with the idea of we'll do classics first on Renee's channel, and then what we're going to do is new and exciting. And the funny thing is I brought a huge carrier bag of stuff with me. Renee's obviously traveling around the world, and we've got so many things in common that we love.
It's hard to whittle it down, honestly, to 5. So
I've got 5, you've got 5, so we've got 10 in total.
Definitely the first thing that came to mind was Hada Labo Gokujun Premium Hyaluronic Acid Lotion.
Hada Labo is only launching in the UK probably around the time this video drops. So
is it going to be a Japanese line, or is it going to be
It's going to
adjusted?
Be an edited version.
Okay.
It's going to be an English language complete line, and they're only launching 2. They're launching the red anti-aging line and the blue standard first step line.
Yes, so the standard hyaluronic acid line, basically.
And I'm very interested to hear which one's your hero product from the line.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the Gokujun is what I started off with. I mean, they are the pioneers of the whole hyaluronic acid, different molecular weights formula. And to this day, no matter what I use, I still go back to that all the time because it's so well formulated. And there aren't that many really well-formulated hyaluronic acid products.
How often are they sticky or tacky, or they dry and they tighten, or they pill?
Yes, they tighten and dry. I get that a lot of times too.
Yeah. And I haven't tried this product, but I have tried what is going to launch here for my age group, which is the hyaluronic acid with collagen during the day and the hyaluronic acid with retinol at night. I have to say, everything I've tried so far, I've loved. And I don't know what the prices are like in the States. They're going to be really reasonably priced in the UK.
They're so reasonably. I mean, you can get a bottle that will last you a pretty long time, and it's only like $11 depending on where you buy it. Exactly.
And I think it's going to come in dollar for pound price. I think they're going to come in sort of between 12 and 20 pounds, 12 and 18 pounds, something like that. Yeah, I'm very excited. Okay, so let me talk about my classic.
Okay.
Which is, I grew up with Advanced Night Repair. Do you ever remember a time without Advanced Night Repair?
No, I actually don't.
Give me the back of your hand.
I have to say it's been a while since I...
Smell it and go back to your youth.
This is definitely...
What I like about it, and I think is, I don't tend to use it so much now, but if somebody's on the high street and they want their first serum, it was my first serum. And I remember... It was the first time I've ever seen a dropper. It's the first time I'd ever seen opaque glass. Nowadays, obviously, it's just an absolute classic. Everybody's copying this kind of delivery.
Yeah.
And I just thought, and I remember every beauty editor in the room going, "What's that? That's not in a tub. That's not a pot of cream." And they said, "That's a serum." And I have to say, for that reason, it will always have a space in my heart as being a beauty classic.
I mean, that's still being imitated.
It is
now.
It is. What's interesting is it's sodium hyaluronate, so it's the salt of hyaluronic acid.
So hydrating.
But, yeah, it is
forgot.
super hydrating.
Honestly, I forgot how hydrating this is.
Okay, I don't like scented skincare, but it's a little hit down memory lane.
It's sort of like just
quite herbal, isn't it? Almost.
No, it's herbal.
Yes.
It's definitely herbal.
Rather than floral.
No, it's not floral. It's not like perfume. It's that, you see, I love medicinal scents. I really, and this is sort of
I knew this would be a bonding moment.
Medicinal scents are my thing.
I know. I mean, I'm sure you're the same as me. I love nothing more than opening something and going, "Oh, the smell of vitamin C. Oh, the smell of retinol."
Do you like that hot dog smell?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't hate it. I'm not going to lie.
I don't hate it either. I judge something by how strongly it smells of its active ingredient. You call it hot dog, I call it bacon.
Well, it's all pork.
Differently to American bacon.
It's all
That's true.
Honestly, no matter what, I will always go back to SkinCeuticals.
Yes.
SkinCeuticals CE Ferulic. I have a special bond to it only because it was the first vitamin C serum I ever used. The first serum I ever used. And
you read my mind. The first vitamin C I've ever used.
And the results were, I mean, this is the only reason why I even use L-ascorbic acid today, because it just gave such good results. The brightening, the glow, just everything.
Do you know, it's an interesting one for me because I do have some pigmentation problems, and we were chatting just before we came onto the camera earlier on about how I have IPL and Renee can't have IPL, to get rid of my pigmentation because I sunbathed a lot, because people my generation just did. I swear the only reason that my pigmentation is not getting progressively worse at my age, which it should be, is because I've used that vitamin C most days for the last 10 years, I swear. So for me, it's been more preventative than reparative, but I love it. Yeah. And also, I always put the remains on the back of my hands, and people always say to me, why do your hands look quite good? So and I swear it's the only reason as well.
And the thing is also the texture. I know it's a very heavy texture for a lot of people, but for me, it's perfection.
I like it.
It's so hydrating.
Yes.
And it's sort of heavier. It's heavier.
Over or under your hyaluronic acid?
Oh, it's always under.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a good question, though, but my hyaluronic acid is thick.
Is it? Okay.
The premium is thick, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It depends on the molecular weight of my hyaluronic acid. If it's very watery, I'll put it on pretty much at the same time. I always say if your hyaluronic acid starts to get slightly viscous, or some hyaluronic acids have silicone in, I always say put it underneath first. So I think the simple rule is always put it on first.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Okay, next active ingredient. I feel like we're doing, so we've done hyaluronic acid, we've done vitamin C, let's talk salicylic acid. And I've talked about this a lot. Now,
that's an icon.
This is an icon. This is the Paula's Choice BHA 2% gel. And the reason I choose the gel rather than the liquid or the lotion is because I don't have generic spots all over. I just have the occasional one, the occasional ingrown hair. That's my phone, I should have turned it off. The occasional ingrown hair, the occasional spot, and I just think that is a gel and it stays where you put it. Whereas rather than wipe the lotions all over
your face,
you can literally go, ooh, here, ooh, here, ooh, here, bikini line, whatever. I just think it's a great product.
Yeah, because it will go exactly where you need it to go.
And it stays there. I think it's an iconic product for a reason.
Yeah.
And we were both also earlier disclaiming our love of Paula Baggott because I think for me, 20 years ago when I was a beauty editor and I was just being fed everything from brands, she was the first person who stood up and said to me with her book, Don't Go to the Cosmetics Counter Without Me, think about what you're saying. Think about if these have active ingredients that work. So she was the first person to talk about active ingredients, and for that I'll always be grateful.
Yeah.
I'll always have a soft spot for Paula in my heart.
Yeah, this is totally iconic for me. I always go back to these, and it's always going to be the Uemura cleansing oil.
They still my beating heart because we can no longer get Uemura in the UK.
Well, we can't get it in the States either. So.
But I went to Japan to meet Mr. Uemura because my friend did the PR, who I need to hook you up with, because you're going to love her. You get on so well. The first time I ever used anything that wasn't a sort of cleansing, that was a sort of liquid,
foamy, astringent
cleanser was the cleansing oil. And I remember thinking, oh, this oil is going to be horrible and it's going to get in my eyes. And then you turn on the water and it turns to milk and your skin is hydrated and soft. And I pretty much love all of them, but my favourite was the antioxidant one.
Yeah, no.
I say was in the past only because you can't get it. You can still get it in certain countries, just not in the UK.
Yeah, I mean, I remember how revolutionary that was. This idea of oil to cleanse makeup and sunscreen and everything. And for me, I think also the best part was the emulsification, because your eye, like, you didn't need a separate eye makeup remover. I mean, it's like a lazy girl's dream. But yeah, no, it was the most effective, and till today, it's still, you know, oil-based cleansers are the most effective cleansers. But that one is just, when I go back to it, the antioxidant one, and there's another one, which is sort of like a gel. It's a little richer too. So it's the green and the brown one, I think. Those are just, it's luscious.
And you know, as well, at certain times of the year, if I'm traveling and it's quite humid, it sounds unbelievable, but at night you can use them and you feel like your skin doesn't need any hydration at all.
Yeah.
And that's like, you've just cleansed your skin, but it's hydrated and it's super clean. And it gets rid of all of my addiction to eyeliner and heavy mascara. Bring back Uemura.
Yeah, hello.
I genuinely tend to use a lot of really light serums and waters and hyaluronic acid and all those sorts of things. So I prefer a humectant rather than an emollient. But if I'm going to use an emollient, I do love La Roche-Posay Cicaplast Bone B5. And it's just, this is the one, the reason it's slightly tatty, I'm sorry, is because if I take it on a flight, it's the one I have with me for elbows. And
everything.
So rather than use something that's a complete emollient and just sort of like a sort of Vaseline intensive care gel or something like that, this is a cream, but it's hydrating and it's soothing. It's also what I use on what I call my retinal peel face.
Oh yeah, no, that is really good for the retinal peel face.
I really like it.
It keeps everything down. and intact.
It sticks it back down. Exactly. 0 scent.
Yeah.
Loaded with soothing ingredients. I just really like it. It's lovely. I'm not going to put it to waste. I'm going to put it on my dry shins now.
Ooh, okay, my next one is a scalp product.
And I'm excited about this.
Scalp health is very important to me. In fact, I don't even use a hair product unless it benefits the scalp in some way.
Do you think we might be the only YouTubers in the whole world to admit we have scalp problems?
You know, I have to be honest, I probably wouldn't have been interested until I actually had scalp problems myself. And if anyone ever talked about it, I would have been like, no, just give me something that's good for my ends and my hair and stuff like that, color. But now, I mean, now you have like really good new hairlines that are focused on this, which I think is where the focus should be. It's kind of like, you know, skin beneficial beauty, you know. Yes. It's like this is where it all comes out.
I always think it's like growing plants and not worrying about the soil. The soil is the most important thing.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
What's the name of your product?
Okay, well, I mean, the Christoph Robin, it's the salt scrub. And it's just, again, you know, there are so many dupes that came from this one product. But at the end of the day, I still come back to this because it is just...
How often do you use it?
Well, you're supposed to use it. You can use it once a week. I know some people who use it every single time they wash their hair, given that, you know, they're not washing their hair every single day. I think it's a bit harsh for that. I mean, you're not actually abrasively like scratching at your scalp.
It's not like a body exfoliant. It's more gentle than that. Although the minute we talk about scalps, my scalp starts to itch. It's psychosomatic.
I know, it's really psychosomatic. It really
but
is.
I too suffer from my scalp, and actually I've just has sent Renee away with a shopping list of what you can get in the UK, because for me the equivalent would be Philip Kingsley Itchy Flaky Scalp Shampoo, and Philip Kingsley was sadly has died recently, an iconic trichologist, and his daughter has now taken over the business, and he has a brilliant Itchy Flaky Scalp Shampoo, which is for me more preventative. And then we have something called Nizoral, which is a ketoconazole shampoo, completely unglamorous, which I use sort of for when an attack gets really bad. Okay, my final one actually is Aveeno, Jennifer Aniston. You know, a good product to be aligned to. This is the classic oat-based, colloidal oat-based, it says a lot about me. Look what it says on the back. PR sample, not for resale. It's an absolutely brilliant body lotion. And I think the entire range, the hand lotion and everything, if you can get the unscented range. The scented one is overwhelming, definitely. But we don't like scent in our products. This is just a really great 24-hour, proven to hydrate. It just works. It really absolutely does what it says on the tin. Do you know, I think in the States you have a slight shimmer tinted soft tan version.
I think, well, that is available,
which we don't get in the UK, but that's one of the things I buy when I land in the States.
Oh,
it's really nice. It gives you a sort of soft...
Sort of a nice shimmer, that's always good, especially for the summer. I can't show my legs right now.
No, I don't want to show mine either.
Okay, so the other thing I do is I'm not really good at using masks, but every once in a while I do it, and it makes such a big difference. And for me, my favorite is from a Korean brand, and it's a honey mask. It's called I'm From Honey Mask. So it's one of the few effective masks that are not clay-based, and it uses like 40% natural raw honey. And it is the most beautiful blend of ingredients, but every time I use it, it just makes such a big difference.
And hydrating, brightening?
It is hydrating, moisturizing, definitely brightening, and in some strange way, it's also clarifying.
Wow.
So after you use it, I'm bringing
honey is antibacterial, so it makes sense. I mean, because I'm like you, genuinely, even though masks are hugely popular on Instagram and YouTube, I'm like, if you've got really good day-to-day skincare, you shouldn't really need a mask, unless it's, which we're going to talk about in the other video on my channel, unless it's an overnight glycolic mask or something like that. Or if you've got those sort of under eye masks that sort of hyperhydrate the skin, those little gel masks. But otherwise, I don't see the point of masks. So I love to hear from a science-based skin, intellectual stroke skin septic that the product works. I'm definitely going to.
When you're just not feeling right, or, you know, retinol face or whatever it is, that just soothes, it moisturizes, it hydrates. You almost don't even need any other products after you use it.
Wow.
Right, but it's also very brightening.
Oh.
At least for me.
I need that. Okay. And then my final one is a tiny little travel tube. Look at that. That's pathetic, isn't it? But it's because I stole them on counter in Space NK. This is Dr. Jart Ceramidin.
Yeah.
And it was the first time that, probably with the exception of Elizabeth Arden ceramide capsules, the little capsules that you break open, that somebody talked about ceramides front and center as being a key ingredient to hydrate your skin. And now obviously Paula's talking about them as well. It's just one of those classic little travel, hydrate, retinol skin, look after your skin, unscented, super hydrating ceramide base.
It does have that sort of medicinal, I think, that herbal scent to it. But
let's have a look. I've been running out of skin here now.
It's gorgeous.
I love them. I fly with these little tubes.
Yeah, no, they're so good. You know what I love?
It's got a very slight
medicinal
night repair smell to it.
Yeah, a little herbal.
Yes. Great product.
I love that. It's such a good
product. Worth it.
Yeah, for sure.
Is that 10 in total?
That's 10 in total. Thank you so much for doing this with me.
Thank you for filming with me. And then what we'll do is jump over onto my channel and we'll do new and exciting products.
Go to her channel. Her channel is so good. It's so much fun to watch. And thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. And until next time, we are wishing you great skin health. Bye.
Bye.